NuttyChef again, and this is episode 17 on the Diamond Society server. Well, last episode we built that train station down there, which I stuffed up the recording, so I pretty much just showed you the train station, and that takes our villages to all the different houses that we're going to build down here via a train rail network, so that's pretty cool. And we went on a trip to the coral reef and we brought back a whole bunch of fish and a couple of other goodies from 1.13 update, and we built an aquarium inside our castle down here. And we also got our first villagers inside a house. That house just down there, that little blue one. Well, you can't see that it's blue because you can only see the roof, but there's 2 villagers in there. So let's have a look, because I've traded with them and gotten their trades to unlock. So let's have a look in here. So our butcher, I just went around and found some pigs so I could trade some pork with him, and we unlocked all the trades. And this is what I was looking for: cooked pork chops. So we get 5 cooked pork chops for 1 emerald, which is excellent because I was literally had no food left in my whole base, and there's no food shops down in the shopping district that I could find or that I know of. So came just at the right time. So now I've just been eating these delicious cooked pork chops, which are pretty much as good as steak, I think. They give you 4 hunger bars, but I don't think the hunger lasts as long, but it's still pretty good. And our first librarian that we sent down here for testing, guess what he ended up having? Respiration 2, luck of the sea 3, mending. Come on, first one. How good's that? And I think it's 24 emeralds in a book for mending. I think you can get better, but 24 emeralds, that's fine. So we're looking good there. We've got our own source of mending books already. Well, we're quite far into the season, but I mean, we only just built our villager breeder, so that's lucky. So yeah, so I was thinking, now that we've got villagers, we need something to trade with them. So I really want to build a pumpkin farm, and I found a design I like by Ilmango. I think the last one I built on my single player world was by Ilmango, but this is a different one. This one requires no hopper minecarts underneath the dirt to pick it all up, which annoyed me with the last version. But it does have its own bugs that people were commenting about, so hopefully I can find a way to overcome those bugs, because it looks really cool. It uses flying machines to harvest the pumpkins, and I haven't actually built any flying machines, and it uses observer blocks and slime blocks and all that stuff. So, and it looks pretty easy to build. You just build this big pumpkin field, and then you just build the flying machines at one end, and it doesn't look like much work, and it just goes along, harvests all the pumpkins and comes back. But before we get to that, I'll show you the path I've been building, because we had a big server day where everyone jumped on and did some work around the server, so I thought I'd make a path from the world tree up to my base, and it connects to a couple of other bases too. So we'll start over here. So this is Curly Malley's base. It's massive and really cool. And I didn't want to go too close with the path, so I just started it over here. And then it comes all the way down here, past my base. And then it's got these cool walkways through the swamp, and I put like the bone meal in the water so we'd get the seagrass happening in there. And it goes down here. It's a long path, man. It took like a day and a bit to finish the whole thing. Comes all the way down here, and then it goes sort of past Green Matthias's base. But I didn't go too close because I didn't want to, just in case he wants to expand. And then it comes down here, and this part's cool because it goes through the forest here, the roofed forest, and over this hill, down some stairs here, and all the way down here to the shopping district. And here we are at the World Trade. Yeah, so it was just going to be a simple path at first, like just this kind of stuff and maybe some lamps, but I sort of did this, and I did the walkways across the swamp, and then I came back and did these lamps, and then I'm like, oh, it needs something else, and then I came back and did all these like broken down fences, and then I'm like, oh, it needs something else, so I put some bushes as well along the path with some lighting underneath. And then I came back with some bone meal and did all this stuff, and it just kept adding up, and it took a long time. And I'll probably never use the path again, but at least it looks cool, and it connects some people's bases to the center of our server. So yeah, and I like this, I especially like this forest part. It's pretty cool. It's got some stairs leading up here, and then you get into like a roofed forest area. I had to come over this big hill, so I had to put like some stairs leading down, and then yeah, it comes through here. It's pretty cool looking, and I got lots of lighting in here, so hopefully that'll keep some of the baddies away if you do decide to walk down here. And yeah, so let me get some stuff together for this pumpkin farm and figure out a place to put it in our base. I'm thinking it's going to be underground because it's going to be quite large, and I don't want it to ruin the vibe that we've got going on the top of the ground. So yeah, I'll be back soon once I've gotten some stuff together. Okay guys, I've cleared out a space, I've chosen a spot, and it's off to the right here because I didn't want to build it underground anywhere around here where all our houses are going to be. Yeah, I didn't want to build it anywhere under the ground here or under the ground there or here, because all these places are going to be filled up with houses and possibly railway lines going underneath the grounds into those houses. So I didn't want to get in the way of that. So I've just come over here and gone in there, and it's underground going that way. It's a bit further down though, at level 90 or so, a bit below that. So I was thinking up here we can build our house for our pumpkin farmer guy. So once we get a farmer, we can put him in the house here, and we can have like a little pumpkin farm here next to the house. That'll look cool, and he can be the guy that we can trade our pumpkins with. And then maybe inside his house there'll be a way to get down underneath the ground under here to get to our farm, so we can just come straight up and trade with him there. And here it is. So it's not too big, it's pretty, I mean I could go bigger, but I think this is going to be fine because I built The last pumpkin farm I built in my single player world was probably a third of this size, and I got tons of pumpkins, like more than I needed from that, so I'm pretty sure this will be okay. So most of the some of this up to like here, I'll use this area as like storage and stuff, and so we'll start the farm from like say there and back towards the wall. Hopefully I've got enough headroom for our flying machines. Should be right. And yeah, just got to fill in basically this whole entire floor from here back to that wall with dirt. Well, we're off to the shopping district because I'm going to need some pumpkins to get started on this, both for planting and for lighting, because we can use jack-o'-lanterns to light the farm and they don't stick to the slime blocks from the flying machines. So I do know of a place where there's free pumpkins, and that's right over here at Cortez Reno's shop over here, and they're in here. But yeah, he actually got these welcome mats for sale now. I saw his video on this, and a lot of work goes into these welcome mats. They're actually maps, and he's like cleared out the whole area where the map would be. I'm not sure how many chunks it is, and he's done it in 2 whole entire map areas. Hold on a sec. And placed down blocks so that it looks like this, so when he makes the map in his hand, it turns out like this. So you can actually get a lot of detail into there, because of how many blocks go into one picture. And I've actually already bought one. I think they're in here, because he needs heaps of lapis. So, and the pumpkins are free, but I feel a little bit better taking some of these pumpkins now that I bought that map, that welcome mat. So I don't know how many I'm going to need. I'll just take 6 stacks. That should be alright, I think. And we can turn some of those into jack-o'-lanterns, and the rest we can plant in the farm to get us started. Alright, so the dirt is in, and I've tilled the soil, and I've put the irrigation in, the water, and it turns out we only needed 8 jack-o'-lanterns, so, and I made 128, so slight overestimation, but you can never be too careful, I guess. So we can just put these on top of the water, and that will light our farm as well. And that's pretty much the basic idea, apart from the flying machines. The plants will be on these tilled bits, and they'll create their pumpkins on these dirt bits, and the flying machines are going to come along and knock them all down. So it's now time for the redstone, which I'll have to look at the video again so I know what I'm doing. Well, it turns out that you can't get pumpkin seeds from carved pumpkins, which I didn't really know, because now you can have pumpkins that aren't carved, and I don't think they have that face on them. So we were able to make the jack-o'-lanterns, but we're not able to get any seeds from them. So I'm going to have to try and find some pumpkin seeds. Hopefully I've got some. If not, I'll have to find some elsewhere. So now it's time to start the redstone. So I think I've got everything I need. I've just added these hoppers, just pointing into a chest, because this is where our melons or our pumpkins are going to be put into. And on top of these hoppers, we're going to put these minecart hoppers. So I've just got to place rails on all of the ones that are on the, like, lined up with the dirt, not the tilled dirt. And then we just got to put all the what do you call it, minecart hoppers on there. Motbot was slain. Rest in peace. So we'll just do that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to explain everything about how this works, but I will leave a link in the description so that you can check out Nembom's, is it Nembom or Ilmango? I think it was Ilmango's video on this, and he shows you how it all works. So we've done that. Then we need some blocks. I'll use some cobblestone, and we've just got to put blocks behind each of these mine carts. And he said that this helps to keep them aligned or something. So we definitely want those in there. I've swapped out those cobblestone blocks for some wood here, just because it looks a bit nicer. And I've just got these pistons on top of each of these mine carts with an iron bar attached to it. And we're just going to power these, and it's going to stick the iron bar into the mine cart. And the iron bar is what attaches to the slime blocks of the flying machine, and the slime blocks actually pull the iron bar along, which also pulls the minecart hoppers along. So as the minecart hoppers are breaking the pumpkins, they're also collecting it, so it's pretty cool. So let's fire all these into the mine carts, and then we can get rid of these and the pistons too. And then we can do the next step, which is adding the slime blocks, which I have in the chest over here. So far I understand what's going on. It's just when we get to the actual flying machine part that my brain will probably stop working. So we just add one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So 6 there, and then 5 over this side. And now we're up to, I'm pretty sure, the flying machine part. Well, I went ahead and built like all the redstone off camera, because I had to keep looking at the video to know what I was doing. And he doesn't really explain like exactly what it's all doing in the video. Let me just get up there. Let's use some blocks. So basically, I don't really know what's going on. We've got some observers here. They're obviously observing something. We've got a sticky piston here attached to these slime blocks, and a sticky piston right there attached to these slime blocks. So they must push back and forth, I'm guessing. And then we've got an observer here, which observes something, I don't know. And then we've got like a repeater out the back, and it goes into this block with a lever on it, which is switched off. So the farm is turned off at the moment, so that's good. I wanted a way to turn it off and on. And then over here, we've got a comparator hooked up to these hoppers. And the amount of items that you put into these hoppers will determine the delay before the flying machine is sent off again. So I understand enough of what's going on to get it to work properly, I hope. The only thing left to do now is to set up the return station, which looked pretty simple. I should be able to just do it for you. I've got the right blocks. So we just come up like this on all of these dirt lines. And in the middle of this one right here, there is a piston facing that way, and I think that's all we need to make the flying machine return. And I hope the flying machine doesn't run into the wall or anything. I might just dig out a bit of this wall and then we'll go and test it. Okay, the return station is set up. Just that piston I think is enough to update one of these observers or something, and it makes it just fly back here in the opposite direction, and then it'll stop here. And depending on the amount of items we put in here is how long it'll stop here for. So let's just put 32 in there, and that'll give it enough time for all of the minecart hoppers to empty out into the hoppers underneath and into our chests. So yeah, now's the moment of truth. We've got a fair few pumpkins on there now. Not all of the plants have grown up, but we'll get a harvest, that's for sure. Those ones in the middle actually look like they need some light, so we might have to sort that out. But yeah, there was a couple of problems people were having, like with the minecarts disappearing or coming out of the iron bar that we put in there. So hopefully that doesn't happen, especially because we're on a server. It might be even worse, like the lag or whatever might cause that to happen. I don't know, but hopefully we can fix it if it happens, or worst case scenario, we've just got a big pumpkin farm that we can manually harvest. So let's give this a try. I think we've just got to flick this lever, and no? What have I done? Oh, have we got to wait for, do we take that out? What is, do we put this in here? It's just draining into there, but it's not making it go. That should be reading a pulse and turning that torch off, shouldn't it? Okay, I'll sort this out and I'll come back for another test run. Okay, I think it's ready to go now. That observer just there was around the wrong way, so here goes nothing. It'll probably fail again. Oh my god, it's working. Wow. That's cool. Never made a flying machine before. And I like it because you don't have to do all those rails underneath to pick up all the melons. It just picks it up on the top. I hate doing all those rails underneath farmland. It annoys me so much. So if this works, then that's cool as. Just slides them along, doesn't it? And then it's going to wait here until all of these cobblestone drain out, and hopefully all of the pumpkins come back into here. I don't know if that was enough time or not, but we could work out the time. I can work out the time and put the right amount of items in there. But yeah, so we got it working. How many pumpkins did we get from that one harvest? 55 in there, and I'm guessing around about the same in here. 61. So that's pretty fast, but obviously every harvest won't be like that, because look, once it's stopped, we're not going to get that many pumpkins growing back as we had on that very first harvest. But that's okay. As long as it keeps harvesting, that's cool. And I think we'll turn it off when we're not using it, when we're not here. And we'll only turn it on when we're here. Because I think minecarts and stuff disappear when you're flying in and out of chunks and it's loading it in and it's moving while it's loading in. But I think, hopefully, if we just keep it stopped and still while we're not here, speak of the devil, there's already a minecart missing. So that plan didn't go very well. So what happened? It just got stuck, did it? There's got to be a way around this. There was a couple of suggestions, like using stone fences instead of maybe it'll get back up. No? Okay, well, hopefully this works. Hopefully I don't have to keep putting the minecarts back on. But either way, we've made it. Alrighty guys, it's working okay. I've had it going for quite a few hours now, and I've switched over all the iron bars for cobblestone fences. It didn't really make any difference because we've still lost one minecart. It seems like we always lose that minecart, or we did twice anyway. Not sure what's going on. There it is at the end of the farm there. But I've run it for a few hours and that's the only minecart that's gone missing, so I think we're okay. Maybe we can sort something out, but in the meantime it works fine. Like we're getting pumpkins, so it's all good. And we've got more in the other side. Yeah, so I think it's okay. Still going to do a bit more around here. I've put some jack-o'-lanterns in the ceiling to get some extra light, so all the plants have grown now. And I've come up here and I've built a little house for our farmer guy, our pumpkin farmer that we can trade with. Here we go. So it's an orange house, because all of our redstone houses are going to be orange. We've got two, I think, already. So even though the redstone's not inside this house, it's still going to be the entrance to our farm down there. So I've just got to, instead of going down there, I've got to make the tunnel go inside of the house. And I've just got a little farm here, a little pumpkin farm here for him. And yeah, I've got the welcome mat. We can use it that Cortez made. Here we go. Will it just go down on the ground? How do I know? It's in the way. No, you probably gotta like... How do you place it? Okay, I'm an idiot. You've got to put item frames on the ground. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Nice. So now we can get this guy in there, and I've already hooked up the rail line with everything that we need, like the activator rail, break the minecart on the cactus, all that stuff, and it's hooked up to the train station so we can get our villager in there. I just don't know if we've got a farmer villager, so we're just going to have to hope. Who's this guy? He looks promising. A fisherman. No to you. A librarian. Oh, I don't want to waste you. What have you got? Sharpness 3. We've already got Mandy. You could have Silk Touch. I'll send him to the other house. I don't want to waste a librarian. We need more houses. We need to set up more rails. We went all the way back to the start. I've got to go all the way, oops, to there. Yep, send him on his way. Alright, and I'll keep trying to get a farmer. Well, we got a farmer, so that was lucky. Don't know how many's left in there. There's a few. So I haven't unlocked his trades yet, but we'll keep him for now. And the good thing about this railway network is if we get a better one, we can just replace him, send him on his way. We don't have to do any more work after that. So he's going to go to there, I'd say. Yep. That's the track we want him to go down. This is the one that goes to our pumpkin farmer guy place. Let's send him. Gonna have to put signs on here in the near future. He won't take long to get there at all. Let's hope it all works. And he should be in there and we can check out his trades. I've got 23 emeralds. Soon we'll have a lot more. Look at that mad sign. And here he is. He should be safe in here. I'll put a few more torches. I'll put a torch right in the middle. Should be right. Alright. Let's trade, baby. Let's get some bread off you. I want to see what your pumpkin trade's like. 8 pumpkins for 1 emerald I think is the best. I've got my particles turned off so he doesn't do his thing. Oh, 8 pumpkins the first try. Oh my god. Mending the first try. 8 pumpkins the first try. Alrighty, mate. You're my new best friend. We're going to be rich with you. Alright, well, I think I'll leave it there, guys. Got a lot done this episode. I'm very happy now. We've got a fully up and running villager system, a way to make emeralds and places to spend them. And we've got a working pumpkin farm. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.